You are listening to Brews and D&D, a show where we drink some beers and play some Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm Marquise Hamilton, your Dungeon Master, and I'm joined by...
Sarah Rodenberg. I forgot how we did it. Fuck, I'm so sorry. I was like, wait, do I say
what's my first name?
I was like, do I say just Corgan? No, I say my name and Corgan.
Yeah, right? You good, yeah.
Okay. Should we start?
I'm leaving that in. It's hilarious.
Okay. I'm Sarah Rodenberg playing as Corgan Court Smasher.
I'm Brumble Wumblebutt. What is my name? I'm Robin Jost, playing the character Beetle Bramblepatch.
And I'm Jared Lindenau, playing Mugen Genkai.
All right, so last time you guys set off from the village of Hardfoot with the help of Roskis, who is a halfling ranger hunter who had seen some evidence of a dragon, possibly a dragon's lair. You got there and did indeed find that it was a dragon's lair, indicated by some blue dragon scales that Beetle had collected. Once in there...
Shiny.
Yes, shiny. Once in there, as you were going in, actually, you did convince Roskis to join you, to help. There you were... You stumbled upon...
pressured her into joining.
Yeah, pretty much. You then stumbled upon a bunch of kobolds who were kind of just like standing around, hanging out, waiting for this dragon to come back. And you pretty quickly dispatched most of them. One who was apparently very attractive was killed by Beetle, and then that body was used to kill a couple of other ones by Corgan.
I saw Corgan use the body as a weapon.
Yes.
Didn't want to get out of a rage.
Then a kobold champion who had been back guarding the dragon's horde had come forward to fight you guys and was actually putting quite the hurt on Corgan there for a minute. Luckily, Mugen was able to cast suggestion successfully, and they all kind of were like, oh, okay, and just helped you shovel in all the treasure into your cart. You then gave Roskis a little bit of money that you had promised to give her, and you all jumped in the cart because the task you had given the kobolds was done, and they were about to no longer be under this spell.
I didn't want to have to throw them at each other anymore.
Yeah. All in tail, you guys ended up collecting 3,158 gold. You also found like a black velvet mask with silver thread, carved bone statuette, copper chalice with silver filigree, small gold bracelet, a small mirror with a painted wooden frame, just some kind of like random shiny bits. And you all each actually found some old books that were found. One Beetle had found that is given some instruction or knowledge on something called a homunculus. Another one that ended up being what seems to be a book that is alive, or what some may know as somewhat like a mimic, though it seems to only really be interested in feeding on scrolls of magic, or some sort of magic.
My little hungry boy.
And then lastly, Corgan, you found a great axe. It's a bit rusted and looks a little bit dulled. You can see the impression of some slots in the head of the axe, as if something were supposed to fit in that, as well as at one time what would have been an ornate relief carving into the metal of a tall boot with a morning star overlaid on it. You guys all hopped into the cart with all of your treasure and are currently just now setting back off towards the village of Hardfoot. So you guys have a couple of hours before you make it back. I would say that I'm not going to make you roll an animal handling check. We can just say that Corgan is driving, but because Burrower had made it out to you because of your magic dog whistle, he kind of knows where he's going a bit.
He's a smart lad.
Yeah. So he's just kind of going along the trail that he used to get out there.
It's
so
like
you guys,
Blaine assists.
Yeah.
Like, I'm paying attention a little bit, but I don't have to.
Yeah, exactly. So, you guys have a couple hours before you make it back. if there's anything you'd like to do or talk about.
Well, first things first, I need to get somewhere to polish this axe. It is rusty, and I am going to make it beautiful.
Beetle is sitting on a pile of gold pieces, and with his nose down in this notebook about homunculus, he's kind of like dropping gold
Picking up
pieces
handfuls.
through his little paw. Just like, if he could blush,
Like
he
it's
would
a
be
fidget
so...
toy.
Yes.
Mugen is trying to separate the mimic book and Bender as they seemingly are maybe getting along. A little jealousy, a little cat jealousy going on.
All right, yeah. Bender's just like
Who
trying to
gets
paw
dinner first?
at the book, and the
Don't
book is
say
just
that
kind of like
word.
growling back at it.
Paw. I was like, wouldn't Beetle's paw be so tiny that it would just pick up like one or two gold pieces? I don't think
yeah.
you have opposable thumbs, do you?
He'd have a claw thumb.
Okay.
Yeah, badgers
He's
have
like
kind of
humanoid-esque.
Okay, so he has creepy
no,
human hands on
no,
a badger.
No, he's not. No. He just like has the ability to like use a claw for like a thumb and hold things.
Well, if you like, a badger's paw has like 4 claws and then like a thumb claw.
Yeah.
Think of my ferret's paws. So
Yeah.
They have little hands. It's kind of like raccoons. They have little grabby.
It's true.
Yeah.
You can pick things up as
He is
essentially.
not a furry. He's just an old badger.
Yeah, I didn't
standing
mean it
on
like
his little legs.
that.
Anyone out there that can draw furries, I am going to need a badger furry immediately. Thank you.
Please do not draw a Beetle Bramble Patch ever.
No, it'll happen if people start listening to this.
Don't entice them. Master.
Daddy Beetle.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no, yeah. As you guys are riding along, Roscus kind of turns to you and she goes, "Well, that was interesting. Did you guys find anything else? I mean, this is a lot of gold. I don't even know what you would do with any of this, but
It'll pay a few months' rent.
what? This is like,
I mean,
What's rent?
what? You don't know what rent is?
No.
Mugen, I believe Corgan lives with her mama and papa.
Oh. I stopped doing that when I went to wizard school. Rent is what you pay to live in a place.
Can't you just build it and then live in it?
Not in an apartment building owned by another person.
Interesting.
Yes, just like how to be a part of this wonderful guild of Mary Kai, I do have to provide them a monthly fee to keep this wonderful cart that I sure hope doesn't buckle under the weight of all this gold.
And what do they do with that money that you give them?
I mean, they use it to pay off the mortgage for the building, to do improvements and repairs on it. I mean, since I don't own it, someone else does.
yeah, I think
Sounds like they're just profiting off of your hard work and doing nothing themselves.
Well, Corgan, I mean, I know that you and I come from a people who tend to have a bit more skill in building physical buildings, but I don't believe that the elves are are as adept in us at doing that.
Oh, they just can't do it. That makes sense, Rosca. Thank you.
I think my family home was built thousands of years ago by my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather.
Do they pay rent there?
Oh, no. They own those buildings.
Okay.
I believe it's called capitalism, Corgan.
Sounds like they're a leech on society.
But
So you've been to school?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a school of diligence.
But speaking of
First period rocks, second period stones, third period gems, fourth period gravel.
the
Interesting.
well, Corgan and Mugen, speaking of leeches on society, I do think it would be a smart idea if when we get back, or after we speak to the halflings, we should head back to Certay'n and head to the nearest bank. Because the amount of gold is making me pant.
Maybe we should cover it up with something.
I think you're absolutely right. People are going to want this, and we should maybe not let everyone know that we have it. Roxas, I'm looking at you. Can you keep your mouth
We all
shut?
stare at Roskin.
I mean, you gave me quite a bit of gold.
And the experience.
Sure. Yeah, of almost dying. Okay. But yes. So I
It
think
qualifies.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta die to feel alive. Almost die.
Let's say
Or throw dead corpses.
Nothing makes you feel alive like holding a dead person and then throwing it through the air.
And
Oh, I bet. Yeah. But you see that she kind of looks over.
Corgan's like upset because she can tell that Rosca seems afraid.
You can see that she kind of looks over this pile of gold that Beetle's like sitting on and pawing through. Let's say you give me like 50 more gold, and I just won't say anything to anyone.
What a fair price. Corgan just
Thanks.
hands it over.
She kind of goes through it and puts it in a pouch on her side. Yeah, I mean, this is more than I could need in quite some time. I'm gonna just maybe take some time off, go into the city, and just buy some food instead of having to hunt it all the time.
You just gave her half a month's rent.
I
you
still
just
don't
you
fully
just gave
understand.
her a year's worth of being in the Mary Kai Guild.
I still don't fully understand what this is.
It's okay. We
I
can
don't
talk
think
about it
she
later.
has to pay rent either. They build the house and then they live in it. And like the house, like there's so I would think if you have to pay to live in the houses, wouldn't there then just be a ton of empty houses with no one living in it? But there's people who also don't have houses. So why can't those people just go into the houses that no one's living in?
This is why you live underground.
You know,
We
puts his
just
nose
found our
back to his
houses.
book.
I think your people built them actually, Corgan.
That sounds about right.
Why
you guys could live
aren't
in
you
them.
paying rent
That's
to
what I
the
was just gonna
dwarves?
say. We're not charging them rent,
Well, I
Mugen,
think you
are
can-
we? We built them and then we fucking left.
Well, I don't think Mugen
Tyler
charges
Fairweather?
anybody's rent.
It was also thousands of years ago.
So yeah, you guys are making your way through the forest. After a couple of hours, it is now starting to get into the evening. You still have maybe a couple hours of daylight as you guys are approaching the village of Hardfoot.
Does that count as a short rest?
Yeah, you can. You're not really doing anything. You're writing and talking about capitalism.
Beetle isn't even tired. He is going back to read this notebook, though.
Okay.
And continuing to paw the gold.
Well, I mean, you can take a short rest and use that time to like read this book because a short rest just means that you're just like kind of chilling and relaxing.
Cool.
Where is the sun in the sky?
I'm assuming my magic feels replenished, right?
I don't know if that does it work for you like that.
I don't know if I even.
Is it per day, per long rest, per short rest?
I don't know if you get spell slots back from a short rest. Certain characters do.
I don't even remember if I used any spells. I used a cantrip.
Yeah, I feel like you didn't really use any
Yeah.
spells.
Yeah, then you'd be fine.
Never mind.
So it's probably about 7 o'clock when you guys are getting back. It is the summer, so it's kind of end of summer, early fall. So you still have like a couple hours of daylight.
7 p.m. Damn.
Yeah, it would maybe get dark at like closer to like 9.
How far did we travel again to get to Hardfoot from Certay'n?
That took you guys.
Is that a couple days?
Well, so you guys kind of left like later in the day. So it was like getting dark as you were leaving. And so you did do a short rest. You could probably make it back there in like a day.
Wait, we already dropped Roscus off?
No.
Oh no, I was
We were
just
just
wondering how far we were from
Gotcha.
home because like based on the time, I was wondering like, do we rest
Yeah.
here or ask for them to?
So
Beetle's not paying attention and he just knows his dog is
Maybe
just doing
if
the
we pay
driving.
them rent, we can sleep here for a night.
Have you never stayed in a hotel?
I've never left Certay'n.
This is amazing.
We can. Never mind.
It's not called rent.
Roscus,
Why
is
isn't it
there-
rent if we pay them to sleep there?
It's similar. Roscus, is there a tavern that might have a hotel? Maybe something with a pool?
We don't have a tavern or anything like that.
What about
is
a
pool?
brothel? Wink.
No, we're just kind of country folk. We don't have any of those. You're more than welcome to stay with me if you want to stay the night before you head back.
Beetle shakes his head and pats this pile of gold.
Oh, yeah.
Old Burrower will be good to charge through the night, unfortunately.
We should probably secure this more than just having it be on a cart as well.
Yeah, is there anyone that, like a farmer who might have some satchels that we could purchase from them, or
Yeah, I mean,
or
we
maybe
can...
a woodworker
Some burlap
who
bags.
maybe a woodworker who could sell us a chest or
Yeah.
10.
We have a carpenter. He could probably sell you a pretty sturdy chest. As you guys are rolling into town,
It's covered. I've covered it before we go into town. Let the record
Whatever
show.
we have.
With, like,
Which is your body.
Yeah, exactly. I
Just
don't want
laying
to
on top
walk
of it.
around.
The tent. We bought tents.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
yes. So
Cover it
yeah,
with the
we
tents.
drape it
Okay.
with the tents.
All right,
I
all
definitely don't just want to waltz into anywhere with
just a huge fucking pile of gold.
yeah.
I mean, if you wanted, I could repurpose these tents to be some money bags.
That's true. We could just use the tents as bags.
Then what we use for tents?
Well, if we're
This is true.
That's a fair question.
Just have to sleep in our old
Well, we
bedrolls.
can. You know what? The carpenter lives just over there. He probably has chests he would just sell you because it's a pretty common item that people generally need. So,
Or maybe a casket.
Ooh, does he make caskets?
I mean, he does, yeah. It's kind of weird, but I guess if I came up,
Well,
Who's
do
gonna
it.
break into my
what do you
Right,
think?
I guess
when you see a
if I
chest,
saw
you're like,
that-
oh, they put their treasure in the chest.
Yeah.
And then if you
That's
see
a
a
good
casket,
point.
you're like, oh, they
That's
put
a
their
good
dead
point.
body in there.
I understand.
Always
Yeah, that's a
using
good point.
the old
Beetle, that
thinker.
was genius.
Yeah.
Call me a magical tinkerer, but more like magical
So you
thinker.
guys- You guys see that that Roscus kind
I
of
wanna hear
directs
that. I
you
wanna hear
through the town. People are, out milling their yards and directing sheep and stuff like that. Can you mill a yard? Does that make sense? I don't know.
Maybe-
Till?
Maybe,
Till.
Till,
maybe
yeah,
horses
yeah.
are grazing on the grass.
Yeah, you see. Exactly. They've got mini horses.
There's the mill by the river, and they're just shoveling dirt onto their stone wheels. It's breaking it down into
Yeah.
smaller dirt.
They're like.
Hey, we
it's
did that
making-
in gravel class.
Yeah, right. You see,
Love that class.
some of them, look up and wave at you guys. You do pull up to a house that the guy has got. You see in the yard, there's like a little fence, and there's like some sawhorses and some hand saws, and there's like sawdust all over the ground. And you see a man come out, and he's a little halfling. He's got like huge mutton chops, and his hands look real rough. He's got like what are they called? Like overalls, but like no shirt on underneath. And he's just got like big burly arms with like hair down his shoulders. And he's like, "Hey, Roscus, who are your friends?"
Hello, sir. I'm Corgan.
Hello, good lad. Beetle Bramble Patch at your service.
I'm Mugen. You're the buffest halfling I've ever seen.
Yeah, you get pretty big when you be sawing them logs all day.
Oh, you're the carpenter.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Oh, my name is Goton.
Hey, Croton.
Gotan.
We're interested.
We have had a dire evening and are in need of a casket.
Casket, you say? Somebody die?
Yes. A dear friend. He was the handsomest kobold I'd ever seen.
You were friends with a handsome kobold?
It was, the strangest pairing you would ever know.
Well, I mean, do you have is the body here with you? I'd need to take some dimensions or...
Oh, no.
I would think a,
This is the biggest.
He was about my size, I think.
Yes, about
All right.
4 feet tall.
4
and
feet 8 inches tall. He was definitely very fat. He's a fat but hot kobold.
Okay.
Definitely need to be able to carry the weight of 300 pounds.
Okay. That's a big kobold. All right. Well, you see, he pulls
His
out.
muscle weighs more than fat.
That's true.
He
I can
was all
attest to
muscle.
that.
Chisel.
You see, he pulls out a string and he kind of like goes around Corgan to try to get some measurements, and then you see he walks over to the side of the fence, and he's got a couple of different caskets lined up there, and he's going over with the string. And well, I think this will do here. You need me to help you get it on the cart? Or?
No, thank you. And Corgan just grabs it and picks it up.
You're mighty strong.
Thank you.
All
She's
right.
a well-equipped lady.
Well, that'll be 25 gold. You guys, it's a big casket, so.
It's worth it for a dear
Someone
friend.
pay the man.
Beetle hands him 25 gold.
Thank you.
Awesome, I guess.
Well, sorry for your loss. My condolences.
So sad.
You guys, just keep living that good life and try to honor your friend.
It feels like we have so much life, but it's so short. If he could cry, he would.
I think this is exactly what they would want. Definitely.
Well, I'm glad I could help you guys out with this one here. You guys have a good night.
Sir Gotan, is there a florist in town? Our friend could use a bouquet.
Yeah, I believe that
Also for the smell.
Dead bodies smell pretty bad, especially.
that is
Especially
true.
kobold ones.
I believe Belzana, she's just up the hill and around the corner a little bit. She sells flowers from her garden. If you're interested.
That would be lovely. We will head her way.
Okay. Well, you guys have a great night, and like I said, don't let it get you down.
We won't. We'll bounce back.
Okay. All right. You see,
Just
he
like
kinda-
he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he literally
He smiles and
thrown.
He's with the
Waves
maker
at all
now.
of you. Ross
The
guesses
dragon
it.
maker.
Well, I think this is probably big enough to fit all of that. It's gonna be. I guess if I came across a wagon just pulling a casket, I probably wouldn't inquire too much about it. So that was a good idea. I mean, I can take you over to Belzana if you want. It's starting to get a little late, but she's probably still out.
Corgan, Mugen, would you mind?
Oh
We'd
yeah,
like to
I'm great with
inquire
people.
if she
Let's
has
go.
a specific flower.
Okay, yeah. And you see, she kind of like directs Corgan to Point Burrower. If you want to just, there's a trail that kind of loops up and around and to some hills, some hill homes up on the hill a little bit further. As you guys loop around and start heading up the hill, you do come to another hill home that has another fence. And you can see in the yard in front, as well as up over the hill, where the door is built into and the windows, are just rows and rows of a whole bunch of different types of flowers. And there is a younger looking little halfling lady with long golden hair that is twisted into braids on either side. And she's wearing like a nice little white dress, and she's kind of just singing, humming along, and going through the different flowers, picking some things here or there. She sees you roll up, and she's like, "Oh, hello, Roscus. Who are these people?"
Corgan.
Oh, okay.
Mugen, we need flowers for a dead person.
Dead people need
okay.
flowers.
Is there any? Well, yeah. I mean, that is an honored tradition. What is there anything specific you're looking for?
Young, beautiful halfling. What was your name?
Belzana?
Balzana.
Uh-huh.
I am Beetle Bramble Patch. We are like Mugen had said, we lost a dear friend on our journey, and we are looking for some flowers and herbs to decorate the casket.
Okay. Yeah, I can surely help you out. What are you looking for?
Would you happen to have, I think some lavender sprigs would be nice, as well as some void root?
Void root.
He smells real bad.
Well, I've definitely got the
void
lavender.
root?
I believe I have void root. That's just a rather strange for a burial, but
It was his favorite root.
okay. I mean, if that's
He gnawed on it all the time.
interesting. Okay.
Kobold food, you know.
Oh, he was a kobold. Okay, well, that kind of explains it a little bit more.
I can't tell if we should be sharing that or not, but you know, Kobold buddy.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm
I
not
thought
going to
that
judge.
was the whole plan.
You make the strangest friends on your journeys, don't you?
I wouldn't know, but
She's saying we're weird.
I can imagine.
He's saying we're weird.
Give me one moment, and you see she wanders off through some little paths that she has amongst the rows of flowers, and she pulls up some lavender sprigs, and you see she kind of like goes around up on top of the hill and starts digging into the ground, and then pulls out, you see, and just rips out a bunch of roots.
Corgan, like, as it comes out, like, pretends to cry. Like, I loved void root!
He did.
She comes back down, and she's like, yeah, here you go.
How much do I owe you, miss?
It's for your friend. I'm sorry for your loss. Don't worry about it.
Maybe if you could make us just a bouquet that we could place on top of the casket while we travel. Would anything? Just put it together. Yeah, I'm sure you know your business better than I would.
I'd love to give you at least 10 gold for your time.
10 gold is a lot of money.
I meant 1 gold.
1 gold piece.
Okay. If you guys
misspoke.
insist.
For having this rare root that he just adored.
I don't know, you pay 1,000 gold in rent every year, 100 gold. I don't know how much things cost. That seems insane.
Okay, well,
It's a
I'll be
small
right back.
place. It's
You see, she takes, as you guys are discussing the value of $1. She goes off and she's picking flowers, and she grabs some twine. It takes about like 10 minutes for her to grab some flowers, put it together with twine. She grabs some ribbon and makes a bow, and then brings it back to you. Would this be okay?
perfect.
It's beautiful.
Well, I'm glad I could help you out.
Here's a gold.
Thank you so much. This is very kind of you. It was nice to meet all of you. And she goes back. Have a good night. She's like humming as she kind of wanders through her garden.
She seems like she was not suspicious of us whatsoever, so...
She's so pretty.
Why would she be suspicious of you?
Maybe you could ask old Balzana on a date one of these days, Corgan.
You could try if you wanted to.
I myself, as a badger, haven't been on many dates, unfortunately.
You're a bachelor.
Yes, as we ride along
A
in my
young
bachelor pad, my mobile
bachelor.
lofter, my
This young, eligible bachelor is looking for his.
Yes.
will be eliminated on the bachelor.
Oh man, that should be like a little we need to get like a little side animation of just Beetle coming out with like a rose.
That's well, I guess you love flowers, so roses you could like pick.
The woman I choose would
Fluffernuts.
clearly get a fluffernuit flower.
Yes. So yeah, you guys now have a pretty bouquet of flowers. You have the void root that you were looking for. You have an entire casket full of money for like a medium-sized humanoid. And yeah, you're just like chilling on this cart. Roscus turns and to you guys, looks back in the back, seeing Beetle and I guess Beetle and Mugen, who would be sitting back there, now sitting instead of on a pile of gold, is sitting on a casket.
Mm-hmm.
Did we shovel all the gold in the?
I'm assuming
Scoop
you
it-
guys did,
scooped
yeah.
it in?
I assume we put the casket on the ground and then just like pick the cart up, so it's just like, whoosh.
Dump truck it in there.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, that's fine.
Hopefully,
Just go slightly outside of
hopefully
town
nobody
in order to
saw
just
it.
shovel the stuff
Yeah.
into the casket and then try to lift it up, put it up there. Roscus, was it your dad that was like the town
The town elder, yeah.
elder?
Yeah.
I think I'd just like to stop by and let them know that we found the, a nest of kobolds and that we took care of them.
Well, are we staying here tonight?
Maybe mention that there's a couple out there still. We didn't get them all.
Except for our friend.
yes, our dear handsome kobold
Are
friend.
we going to stay
was
here
tragic.
tonight, or are we going to head back to start heading back overnight?
That is a good.
We have tents. We could stop once it gets dark.
It might be safer to be not in a town with this amount of wealth on us.
I mean, I don't think anybody's gonna rob you here. We're all like,
That's what robbers say.
no one knows besides me, and also like these are all my family. You're kind of saying some. I don't know. I guess you don't know us.
We're
so
just kidding, Roscus. Mugen will keep watch. She doesn't sleep.
you guys are more than welcome to stay here, but it is a lot of gold. I understand. I guess being that uneasy, I don't know what I would even do with it. So.
That's
It really
fair.
just
I didn't mean
depends.
to.
Would
I
it
didn't
be
mean-
helpful to your village if we spent some of our recently acquired coin at your local tavern?
Oh, do you have someone that can polish my axe?
We don't even have a tavern.
Maybe Gotan could with that arm hair. Just kidding. Maybe they have a blacksmith.
we have a general blacksmith. He doesn't really work on like weapons or anything like that. He generally makes just like nails, like horseshoes, and just like little bits and things like that.
Would he or anyone else own polish? I'm sure Corrigan could polish.
Yeah, I
something on her own.
learned that in
We
fifth hour polish.
stone metalwork, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See? So, we just don't have any polish, I think.
He probably does, yeah. And honestly, you guys spending your coin around here does greatly help us, so I appreciate that. Yeah, I can take you back down.
You need an inn and a tavern, just, in the future. If you want visitors to spend their money.
Maybe
Yeah,
we
that's
could
very
invest
true.
and build a tavern here.
Ooh.
Go right ahead, Corrigan.
I'll just keep it in mind if I don't know if I'm an entrepreneur yet. I don't know much about myself. I'm quite young, but
I do have dreams of being an entrepreneur.
I do believe.
And now I'm having a bit of a
They
crisis.
taught you about entrepreneurship in rock school?
Well, no, they didn't. So that's the problem. I just heard the word one single time, and now I say it for anything that involves money. Is the person that you pay money to an entrepreneur?
As you-
They're a landlord.
As you guys continue to talk, she's leading you back down to like the town square where where like Valman's home is with the bigger door, and there was kind of like where
That
the
was
entrance of the
head
town
guy.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, the elder.
You see next to Valman's home, there is a gated off yard with an anvil, and you can see kind of smoke rising up from a stack coming out of the hillside. And she's like, "This is Flinret's home, and he is the blacksmith. He probably has polish, I would think. I don't know that you would polish nails and horseshoes and things like that, but I would think that he probably polishes his equipment to make them." See, she kind of goes up to the gate and calls for him, and another quite burly looking halfling man comes out. He's got short, black, kind of shaggy hair and like a big black beard, and he's covered in a lot of soot. There's just like circles around his eyes where the sweat has kind of washed away some of the soot, but he's his arms and his face, and he kind of shakes his head, and like soot just falls out, and he's like,
More buff?
"Yeah, what you want?"
More buff or less buff than Goton?
Hey,
He is probably about. He's
could
probably a little bit more.
I do a perception check on this yet to be named halfling?
It's Flinrit.
Flimrat.
Ah.
Yes. Are you sure? What are you looking for?
To determine if he's more handsome or if he's buffer than the last one we saw.
What did you roll?
What is that? Oh, that's an 11 plus.
I mean, it would be a pretty obvious observation. He seems, his, like, biceps are buffer, but, like, but Goton definitely had, like, buffer forearms from, like, the grip strength.
Is Corgan buffer than both of them?
Corgan, you're pretty beefy, so I would say that you'd probably match them pretty easily if it were to come to, like, an arm wrestling match or something.
If only they had a tavern here, Corgan, we could see if you could arm wrestle Mr. Flinrit or defeat him in a match.
Mr. Flinrit, I was hoping to purchase some polish from you.
You are the current buffest halfling I have ever seen.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I have some polish, yeah. For like, use it for my hammers and stuff. How much are you looking for?
Enough for this. And I hold my axe up.
That's a mighty fine axe, or what looks like it used to be, so,
Do you have any other suggestions to bring this back to its glory?
I mean, the polish is gonna get the shine back to the bits that are, not rusted, but I don't know how you're gonna get the rust off there.
You don't know how to get rust off things?
Do you own a wire brush?
I mean, I do.
Some
If
steel
I
wool?
were to pay you 5 gold, could you do this overnight?
Yeah, sure.
Is that a reasonable amount for that?
That's quite reasonable, yeah.
If you're gonna
Would be
work all
the
night, I
best
assume you don't
wipe down
usually
you've
do
ever
that.
given
So
on a great axe.
can
Yeah.
you just treat her really well and make her really pretty?
Sure. I mean, if you want to leave it here with me, it's starting to get late. I can I can put off some other stuff and kind of work out for 5 gold. Yeah,
Is that okay with you guys?
You totally got it, yeah.
Okay. I'll give you 2.5 of it because deposits are important.
I mean, I could probably, if you guys want to wait around, wait around town, I could probably finish this in an hour or two to just get the rust off and polish it up. It won't take me all night. So yeah, I can have it back. I would say, stick around, maybe grab some food.
You wanted to talk to Valman.
That's true.
Okay, we're gonna go chat with some people and we'll be right back. Thank you, I really appreciate it.
Thank you for the 5 gold. He takes the axe and he kind of goes inside with it, takes it inside to his home. And you can hear some bellows going, and you hear you see the smoke just as it seems like stuff's going on in there. Commotion continues.
Now, for special overnight or rushed services, definitely that's when you end up paying more.
That's what I thought. It felt like I figured he was not going to work through the night without me needing this axe done. So, cool. Thank you for teaching me.
And smart move on paying half up front instead of the whole charge.
That is true, but my thought process was that bringing it into a blacksmith in a massive city could generate a lot more gossip or discussion than having it done here. So,
It's possible, yeah.
And we are in mourning, so.
oh yeah, I should have asked for the dead friend discount.
So the
We can't use it.
Now
At
you're
every
thinking like
shop.
a shopper.
sun is going down.
Corgan becomes a couponer. That's the new story. Corgan
Yes.
becomes a couponer.
Hell yeah. If you, I guess I'm trying to think of like, how could you, is there a way for you to like somehow get your charisma up to where you can like just talk deals all the time.
Especially considering
Some
that's
levels.
my dump trait.
Well, and considering you're learning about capitalism for the first time, just
Yeah.
think of the savings. With
I mean, even though the dwarves live in Certay'n, like, I mean, it is basically a communist society. Like, they all
They're
go to the
kinda
same
under it,
school. It's under it, but like they go to the same school. Like I said, it's like we just built holes in the ground, and we all
Right.
live in them, and like
And they're all kind of like artisan, what is it called? Like tradesmen and stuff like that. So they generally like trade services for services kind of thing.
exactly, yep.
Yeah.
And like by building the rest of Certay'n, it's like everyone leaves us alone. They're not like, oh, you have to fucking pay taxes. It's like, no,
Yeah.
we built your entire fucking city.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind
It's
of
trade off. We get our own city and we don't have to pay anything to you guys, and we get left alone because we come out and we'll work
And we
on
benefit-
we build your shit.
and we
for you.
benefit by also just having, a carpenter or a blacksmith, all of those other things that
Well, you
we
also
don't
gain
do.
protection from the city above you because like other like monsters and shit like aren't gonna come to the city most likely to try to get to you guys.
those monsters.
Monsters. So yeah, so you've dropped off your axe. It is getting a polish, getting a wire brush, try to get that rust off there, and so Roscus you guys all get back on the cart. She's like, well, it's right next door. Actually, we can probably, there's a stable just on the other side or just across the courtyard here, or the town square. We could leave Burrower there, and
He loves horses.
well, we've got some like mini ponies,
Oh,
That
some mini
reduces
horses.
the risk of trampling. So
Yeah,
he's excited, our burrower.
he's like
Calm down.
probably a little bit bigger than our.
I would say, yeah.
mini
If they're
horses.
ponies, based on what you say.
and much more slobbery.
Adorable.
Yeah, we got some ponies for some of the bigger guys, but some of us will ride the little mini horses, and yeah, he's more than welcome to hang out there. It's Valman, my father, lives right next door, so you guys, are you cool with that?
I
Beetle
don't
is
like how that
I just
question
wanted to
was
deliver
asked.
some news to Valman. I mean, we could
well.
leave the cart outside real fast if you
Alright,
don't want
we can leave it here.
too far.
Let's just pull it up to the door of the place we're going so that we
Well,
can
you guys are
see it
next door to
from
the place you're
window.
going.
Can we see
Yeah,
it from
great.
the window?
And
Then
the
we're here.
ponies are next to Valman's house.
The ponies are like across the
I've got it.
town
We
square.
unhook the dog and like run and play with the pony, so we leave the cart right there, so no one else can carry it.
And you also know that, like, honestly, unhooking the dog probably isn't a bad idea because that would give Burrower free range. And if you're worried about somebody messing with your stuff, Burrower, or at least Beetle would know that Burrower
He is
would
employed.
protect your shit.
He is employed by the guild.
Yeah,
It's like,
and especially to a halfling, he's like a big ass mastiff. Like, he would be pretty imposing.
His job is to protect the pink sales cart. So
Yeah.
Bring the cart over to the stables, unhook Burrower so that it's within his view.
And Burrower can protect the cart.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
you can trust.
Sure.
Okay.
Unless you want to stay with the cart. Otherwise, let's go.
No, I want to see that one guy that we talked to that one time.
Let's all speak
Sure.
to Mr. Valman.
You guys, you talked to Nesser, which was his son.
Okay.
Yeah. So you guys take the cart just across. It's literally like 30 yards just across this little
60
town
anyway.
square, and Burrow. You can see Burrow's like excited about these little ponies and things like that. And you put him in there and unhook him from the cart, and he just kind of sits in front of the cart, panting and just kind of looking around, just making sure that he knows that he needs to protect this cart. That is his job.
And no one can pet him because he's doing an important job.
Yeah, it's
He's like a guide dog.
yeah.
You can have fun with the ponies, Burrower, but don't forget that Mary Kai comes first.
Alright,
Let's head
should we
on
go
over
and
and
deliver some news real fast?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you guys, Roscus goes across and leads you over to a large, more ornate door and opens the door. And you see like a large dining hall that has a couple long tables and like almost like a stage type deal with another table and a large chair. And you see Valman, or who you would presume to be Valman, an older, more distinguished looking halfling with a long beard. It's got a big, thick braid, and it's got some like trinkets woven into it. His ears are drooping a bit, just with age, and he smiling happily, looking around. Nesser is sitting with him, and another lady sitting by his side, and there's a couple of people that have gathered there.
Are Rosca and Nesser siblings then?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He's like the guard, and she's like a.
I'm like, like, wait a second.
Can we see
If they have the same dad?
the entire Hardfoot family tree, please?
Right.
So-
Have they done an ancestry DNA?
All right, so
Is it carved on the chamber wall?
I will give you guys. Valman is the father, and then there's the mother, Larry, or Leary. I'm sorry, Larry.
Larry.
The mother, Leary.
Oh.
She is not a Hardfoot.
Ooh, okay, so they brought in another bloodline for this.
Right. So the Hardfoots are Valman, Flinret, Gotan, and Nesser, and
Wait, Flinred is too?
yeah.
I mean, clearly he and
And-
Gotan are.
Is he like an uncle?
Yeah.
Okay,
He's-
so it is an extensive family. Okay,
Yeah,
I got it.
Gotan and Flinret are Valman's brothers.
When they called this the town
Oh my
of
God.
Hardfoot, they weren't kidding.
Gotan and
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't even connect these in the notes. It's too good. Okay.
The village of Hardfoot.
Yeah, and so there are like
The family.
Roscus is a daughter of Valman, and then there are some other females and like other like dudes that live in the village that are not Hardfoot. That their family
People.
trees kind of
Just other people.
yeah, they're just other family that are living with in the Hardfoot village with them.
Huh. Beetle kind of stares off at the wall. He's like, I wonder if this is what it's like to have a family.
1,000-yard stare.
His title's village elder. It's not mayor or governor or something.
He's
Governor.
like the town leader.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He's the. Yeah, he's the.
He doesn't have a fancy title, is what I think.
Yeah, I mean, we don't.
We don't need to call him Monsieur.
I just call him Dad.
Should we call him Dad?
I don't know if I
It
feel
may be a little
comfortable.
weird.
Dad!
Dad?
He perks up. Yes, this is one of my daughters. Who is
I
this?
could be.
What is that supposed to mean? I can't see quite well. If you could come here.
I walk up.
Well, you're not my daughter. You're very tall. Well, much taller than I. And my wife here. I don't know how that would work.
I'm sorry that I'm taller than you, sir.
You are. I mean, we are. Hard feet are quite hairy, but not as you have hair all over.
That I do. I'm a badger.
Ah,
And you must be Mr. Valman? Is that what we should address you
that's
as, sir?
quite right. I am Valman. This is my meeting hall. And
It is
welcome.
beautiful. Did
It's a
the
pleasure.
carpenter Gotan make these benches?
my brother, my younger brother Gotan, he built the tables and the benches. You see, when we first settled here long ago, there were some old benches and tables, but they had fallen apart due to the weather and weathering over time, and so he's pretty much built everything up from the bottom.
That's wonderful news. Valman, village elder, just wanted to deliver some news from Certay'n. I don't know. I don't know.
Certay'n.
Don't know necessarily if you've heard, but our warriors have felled the blue dragon that may have been terrorizing the hills and mountains nearby. And
I've heard.
I'm going to
of the
call us
dragon.
an adventuring party have gone and cleared out the den and the kobold insurgents that was there, and we just wanted to let you know that all of that has come to pass.
You see a look of like relief kind of washes over him, and he smiles and goes, "Well, that is mighty fine news. I can't tell you how hard it's been to try to keep cool and keep everyone calm and everyone working. When we would see a dragon off in the distance, or we'd hear it, roaring out in the hills, and you never knew if it was going to come down here to come after us. I mean,
But you gotta keep the economy going, am I right?
well, we don't
She
really
just
have-
found out about capitalism today.
I don't understand. We gotta keep our farms going so that we can eat.
That's true. That makes sense.
But I'm quite relieved. He takes a moment and looks around to his kin, who all look quite happy about this news. He goes, "Well, I mean, would you guys like to stay and we can have a nice fire? Maybe have we could see if we could cook up something for you guys."
A feast?
Yeah.
I
I'd love a nice
I would say that
ale.
this is a time for celebration. I don't have to worry about this big dragon anymore.
Well, and Mr. Valman, as proof of this dragon being slain, I will present to you a scale from its...
He takes the scale in his hand.
Dragon scales. Dragon scales.
I'll give this old man a dragon scale.
Come along.
He takes it in his hand.
I mean, is it pretty big?
It's pretty large, yeah.
Okay.
And he's, this blue dragon.
It is shiny, isn't it?
It is quite shiny. It's beautiful. It's wondrous that such beautiful creatures are just so destructive. But who are we to? I'm sure they have their reasons. I've never tried to talk to one because.
Yeah, you shouldn't judge things by their appearances.
I wonder what it would have said.
I don't rightly know. But
Neither do I.
are you giving this to me, or am I? Did you need it back? It is very pretty.
Huh? Yeah, I think you could fashion it into a nice hat.
Well,
Necklace?
I think I could use this. Go around, show everyone. Look, this is a piece of that dragon. It'll calm everyone to see that we have tangible proof that the dragon is gone.
Yeah, like how would you just take the body part of a murderer and carry it around to everyone? And you go,
Exactly.
"Look, this is their head. It's decapitated.
But
Normal-
instead, it's just a
Usually you
flake
put
of
this
its skin.
On a pike
Oh,
outside
yeah,
the
you
city
can put 'em on
gates
the
so that people
sticks.
know that somebody's
Normal,
dead. Cover it in some kind of like molasses or grease so that it stays for a while.
Yeah, normal social politics of, getting
Being
people.
alive in the multi-yonder, yeah.
Being alive in the
God know they
multi-yonder.
So,
dead.
he then looks around and he's like, well, I this is a great gift, and, Nesser, can you go out and, get a big bonfire going, and we'll he looks over to, some of the people, and he's, Nile, can you and, your husband get cooking, and we'll have a nice little feast here. These are our guests, and they've helped us out, taking a big load off of my shoulders. They only know. But yes, let's celebrate.
I love a good party.
I'm all for it.
How about you, Corgan? Are you ready to party?
I've never been to a party. I've never Been invited to one.
I
Well,
wonder
you're in
if
for
the
a good time.
Hardfeet make a
Community
nice
doesn't have
wine.
like parties all the time.
The
Well,
Hardfoot clan.
sometimes we have
throws the best
mandatory
parties.
gatherings where we all go into a room and then everyone talks about what they're unhappy about. And then people respond with what they're unhappy about.
That sounds awful.
And sometimes we fix those things and then people find other things to be unhappy about.
Well, we're a bit more lighthearted here. And I think you'll find that our get-togethers are a little bit more fun.
Yeah, that sounds terribly boring.
It does. No wonder Corgan hates it.
it's yeah, we gotta, that's what they do.
And
we are happy. I after a tough battle against kobolds, I'm ready for a celebration.
all right, let's get to partying. So quickly, the whole town bursts into life. There's a fire.
Like a bonfire.
Yes,
The biggest
the whole
bonfire.
town. The whole town bursts into life. Everyone's running around. There's a bunch of hustle and bustle. You see a bonfire as you guys exit the building. A bonfire is lit up in the town square, and people are bringing food out to tables. There's casks of ale that are being sat out, and people are starting to drink and eat. And as the sun goes down and it gets dark, and everyone's singing and dancing, and there's music being played by one of the little halflings with a flute, and yeah, things are going on. What are you guys doing?
Beetles on the dance floor.
Corgan is also on the dance floor with Beetle for sure.
Yeah.
This is Corgan's first time ever being at a real party. Like, she's seen festivals and things like that, but she's never been at like
See Valman is
freaking party.
standing out front of his door and just goes, "Commence to jiggling, y'all!"
Beetle is definitely jiggling.
I think Corgan probably
it's a-
has her first drink.
Hell yeah! Make a con save.
Oh yeah.
Mugen also enjoys a wine if they have it.
Yeah, they'll have some wine.
Ooh,
Oh.
yeah, I know. 5.
18.
All right. Well, Mugen,
Corgan's
7 total.
If I'm handling it that well, Corgan is just
yeah. Mugen, the wine here is not like the wine in the city. This seems to be quite a bit more potent, and it hits you. You're not like wasted, but you definitely feel it after one glass. Whereas in the city, you could, maybe have like a couple glasses and start to feel like what you're feeling now. Corgan, you're just like pounding ales like it's water. This is like nothing to you for some reason.
but I think it's making me feel giddy as shit.
Yeah, you're having a great time.
Beetle's like, Corgan, try the mead. The local honey here is just wonderful.
Oh my god, that's so good.
Hey, you see
Need to
Belzara
meet
is
the
like,
bees.
oh yeah, I harvest the honey for the mead, and I really appreciate.
Corgan dances
Wait,
over to
How much you guys like
Belzana.
it?
Who said this? Beetle's little furry ear kind of.
You see
cocks her-
Belzana.
Belzana,
Yes.
the lovely florist. I smelled you across the room.
Well, thank you.
Do you want to come dance with us? And Corgan like reaches up her hand.
Make a charisma check.
Beetle isn't a badger, so
14 plus 0.
Oh, plus
No,
0.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I knew that from the
Mine-
get go.
him commenting on her scent, which is me.
Yeah, no, I get it. I don't know if she would get it, but
Not
I'm
at all.
assuming she smells like flowers or something. Yeah.
14.
And also, I'm enjoying your mead. But, Belzana, before I leave tomorrow, I'd love to meet your bees.
Yeah, no, you just come by in the morning and I'll show you around my beehives and you can meet them. They're furious little workers. They make the best honey. But she looks to Corgan and she's like, I could oblige for a dance. And she goes out and dances with you. Make a performance check. want to see how good you're dancing.
Oh, you're just strutting.
Okay, 12. Adequate.
You're starting to feel a little drunk, but you're loosening it up, and you've never really danced before, but you've always wanted to, and so there was probably some times that, like, alone in your room, you were just, like, trying to figure out some moves and doing it.
Humming a little diddly, I heard.
Yeah, so you're doing all right. She seems to be having fun. What is Mugen doing?
Mugen is telling the story of their adventure as they defeating the kobolds, and then once that short story is over, starts telling stories that she's read in the past.
Yeah, you see there's like a bunch of like little kid halflings that are like sitting around like listening to you intently. Yes, quarterlings. Sitting around listening to you intently, like, what? Kobolds? A dragon? And they're all like super excited, and then when that story ends, they're like, we want more, and then they're very excited about story time.
Mugen starts telling a Nancy Shrew adventure.
Oh, they are locked in on these stories. You guys,
Nancy, what an adorable shrew.
the night carries on. Things start to die down eventually, and Roscus comes and finds you guys, and if you guys...
Wait,
like I
did
said,
Belzana leave already?
was dancing with you.
Corgan wants to try to steal a kiss on the cheek.
Okay, make a charisma check.
16!
I had a great time. Sure. Just lets you kiss her cheek.
And just smile. And I
or she kisses your cheek.
I'll say, next time I'm around, maybe we could drink more mead to get more of that delicious bee mead together.
Yeah, I would love for you to come back. I'll see you around.
And Corgan runs away.
Runs away. You just like sprint away. Okay.
And I like hide.
Okay, I'll see you later. And she just kind of skips off, goes back home. Things are dying down. Roscus does come and find you guys, and she goes over to Mugen and, all right, kids, it's well past your bedtime. You guys should all head out. And they're like, oh no, we want to hear more stories. But
Mugen does not pick up on the cues and starts telling another story.
Okay, one more. Let me go find the others, and you guys you have until I find the others, and then you gotta go to bed. So she leaves and comes and finds Beetle and Corgan. I told you guys when we were headed back, I've got some space. If you guys would like to stay at my place, you're more than welcome.
Sure, we just need to check the cart and
is it
bring
how
it
far is
over
it
to the
from the
house.
stable? Yeah,
You guys can see the stable from you're in the town square.
from where Rosca's house is too.
Roscus lives on the first level of the hill, not too far from Valman, because she's directly descendant from Valman. She's
Do you
his
have
daughter.
a garage?
I don't have a garage. And she looks back over. I think that big dog is going to deter anybody from going over there, though. Although he seemed rather friendly to me, but I don't think anybody.
Such a good boy.
I don't think anybody's. They're all just really happy that you dealt with this dragon, and I don't think anybody would try to wrong you.
They'd have to answer to the Guild of Mary Kai. Beetle's a little.
Indeed, they would.
The mead is just lovely. Do you have
Belzana
nice,
makes the
comfy
best.
feather beds here, Roscus?
Actually, we do. I do have some feather beds. Being the huntress and everything, I have collected quite a few feathers and was able to make some beds out of them, commission some. So I pride myself in my rest because I'm the one out there hunting. So yeah, you guys are more than welcome to stay.
All right, kids, this one's about the gnolls who stole from the trolls.
Mugen, I'm sorry. Kids, hopefully Mugen will be back and she can tell you some more stories later. But we need to all get to bed. The fire's dying down. And they're all like, oh,
Mugen's
fine.
Aw.
Fine.
These kids.
Mugen is equally as disappointed as the children are.
Yeah, yes. And then you see these little quarterlings scuttle off as Ruskus kind of leads you all to her home. The door swings open, and you see pretty quaint, decently large. There's like a little living room. You see like a kitchen with like a stove built into the wall, kind of like a brick oven kind of thing. And there's a couple of rooms off to the side that are built into the hillside. Yeah, I've got this room. I've got there's a couple of beds in there and a couch. If you guys want to take those, and I'll see you in the morning.
Mugen spends, since she doesn't have to sleep, she spends 4 hours in one of her empty journals to write down the story of the gnolls that stole from the trolls in order to leave for the kids.
All right, hell yeah.
Oh.
So you're taking some time to do that. Are you guys going to bed, or are you staying up? Or?
Beetle face plants down into the feather bed.
Okay.
I assume Corgan's out pretty fast too, but also like, after you like have a kiss with someone and you're just really excited, like she's pretty happy.
Well, Beetle's in the bed. He like rolls over and faces Corgan. He's like, Corgan, are you blushing?
She was really pretty.
I am pretty fond of that nice Balzana. I'd like to see her in the morning if you'd like to join me.
I would love to.
Maybe we could share a cup of tea with her, and I would like to inquire about her bees.
Mugen, do you want to go to Balzana's tomorrow before we head out?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Writing everything down.
Mugen, so absorbed in your story time.
Just sitting on a pillow.
Good night.
All right. So the night kind of dies down. Beetle and Corgan eventually fall asleep through the. As you guys continue to gossip, you drift off, and eventually, Mugen also places her notebook down that she was writing for the kids, and goes into a trance. During the night,
We sleep peacefully and nothing happens.
Corgan, you were woken up by a crash of thunder and a flash of lightning. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Wait, I forgot to get my axe too. Shit.
We were busy partying.
I got drunk. I forgot my axe.
Yeah. Well, you can get it in the morning.
Give it an old rub down all night.
I don't want to say what it was.
Is it a 1? Is it now 1?
I don't want to say it. Yes.
That's okay. So
whatever your perception is. It's 4? 3?
2.
2.
I have +1 to perception, which is better than 0, but it was a fucking that one.
You're so groggy.
Your eyes slowly open, but you're extremely groggy. You're still a little drunk, and you're kind of looking around this dark room, and another. Roll another perception check.
Okay, 19.
Okay. This loud thunder crash was quite a bit louder than the one before, and it kind of startles you awake. As you sit up and look around the room, you see that your companions don't seem to be disturbed at all by this. And you're looking around the darkness. There you can see that there's a little bit of candlelight, or maybe from the oven in the other room. There's fireplace. There's a little bit of ambient light coming from underneath the door. But other than that, everything's quiet. Until, in the corner of the room, In the darkness, you can barely make out a figure. After your eyes take a moment to adjust, you see what looks to be a thin-looking dwarf with a dark beard, dressed in furs and leather. He smiles rather welcomely to you and says, "Ah, wanderer, I see you travel far from home. A mountain dwarf, are you? Not many like you, not that I've seen."
Hello, sir?
Hello to you.
Why? And I think I look around definitely. You said, like, no one else is reacting at all to this.
Sleep.
Are you real?
Quite real. Go ahead and make another perception check.
18.
You notice that, like, the ambient light that's coming from underneath the door, you know it's coming from a fire source, but there's no flicker to it. It's like the light isn't moving at all. It's almost as if, like, the light from the fire is just still.
Behind a door.
Yeah, you can see, like, the light coming from underneath the door, but it's almost as if, like, the fire is frozen, and then so the light it's shedding is also not
Can
moving.
I open?
Well, you're in bed.
Are you? What's going on? Are you
You
here
also
to hurt
look
me?
around and see that Beetle and Mugen seem to be. You don't even see that they're breathing. They seem to be frozen.
Oh.
What's happening?
He smiles. Don't be alarmed.
Well, that's a lot to ask right now, sir.
I get it. I just wanted to talk to you about your recent adventure.
Who are you?
All in good time. But you found something there. That axe you found. A shame what time has done to it.
It's getting cleaned up right now.
Well, good on you for taking care of such a precious item. You can still see the craftsmanship through that rust.
Are you real? You said you were real.
I'm quite real. Anyways.
Can I get up and walk towards it?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to do that, and I want to get, like, close enough.
You can feel that
Can
this
I
seems like a
poke?
tangible object, yeah.
Poke, and when I'm poking, I want to poke.
You poke him and he just kind of smiles. I assure you I'm quite real.
But why is it nothing else moving?
Well, to make things a little less complicated.
Okay.
But anyways, these old hill homes, there's a lot more to them than just these little burrows. Oh no. I feel there might be something worth looking for. Maybe ask around? I hear there's a particular patron that delights in the wandering and discovery of others. Maybe you'll get lucky. He smiles and kind of winks at you. And then
Does that calm me or upset me?
Call me or upset you.
Well, I don't know. It depends on the type of wink.
As soon as he winks, you wake up in your bed. And it is now morning. And that's where we'll end this episode.
Guys, I have a new grandpa.
A new grandpa?
You have multiple.
Oh, shit.